Welcome to JAH Advisory. Master yourself, master the universe. Greetings and blessings. Welcome to JAH Advisory, your guide to mastering yourself and mastering the universe. My name is Jamal, and today we're going to jump right in and do our check-in together. So let's take a moment and get present. That means we are in the present moment. We're not thinking about what we have to do tomorrow or what that person said to us yesterday. We're in the now. We will do a check-in together. So take a moment, think of one word that describes how you feel right now in the moment. There's no right or wrong or good or bad. And we'll say out loud 3 statements. Your name, how you feel, and the statement, I am present. And that would look something like this. My name is Jamal. I feel excited and I am present. Now it's your turn. Make sure to say it out loud. That changes it from just a thought in our head to an action that we do. And for today's experience, I want to practice a visualization together. Let's take a moment, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're sitting up straight, shoulders are back and relaxed, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I want you to observe that space behind your closed eyes. For some people, it may be a dark space behind the eyelids. For some, it might have a certain color. But we're going to practice using visualization or our imagination. So in that space behind your closed eyes, imagine a red light. Visualize or imagine a red light. And imagine the color becoming more vivid, more clear. And now we'll change that red to an orange. And imagine an orange light. And with every breath, imagine that light becoming clearer and clearer. Imagine the color becoming clearer and more vivid. And we'll shift that orange into a yellow and imagine a yellow light. And we'll shift that yellow into a green and imagine a green light. And now we'll shift that green into a blue and imagine a blue light behind closed eyes. Visualize or imagine a blue light. And we'll allow that blue to shift into a purple. Imagine a purple light. And we'll change that purple into a white. And visualize or imagine a white light. And bring your attention back to your breath, your inhale and exhale. And rub your palms together to generate heat. And place the palms over your eyes and blink your eyes open and remove your hands. That was our short visualization exercise. The whole point of visualization is that it helps us to bring our subconscious into reality. And the thing about that is it takes practice. And so that was a visualization with colors. So you might have noticed that some colors were easier to visualize, easier to imagine, easier to paint in your mind, or what I like to call your mind's eye. So in the mind's eye, we can picture different colors, different shapes, and ultimately we go on to visualize entire scenarios. You can visualize how you want to live your life. You can visualize the habits you want. You can visualize your tasks for the day. So all of these help to train your subconscious mind, and in those examples, your body as well. If you visualize yourself running, then that can help you with the practice of running. And the same concept applies to anything that we do. So when we use visualization, we project what's in our mind into reality. And that's a powerful practice, especially when used in combination with something like affirmations. So then we're getting the verbal cues as well as the visual cues. And that's as far as I'll go into visualizations for now. So let's jump into our movement for today. For today's exercise, we're going to do back movements. So there's 3 basic back movements that we can work on. We bend forward and backwards, bend laterally, bending to the left or right, and we can twist from side to side. And everything else is really a combination of those back movements. So let's get started. Start with your hands together and sit up straight. Reach up, bring your hands above your head, and we'll bend to the left. We'll bend to the right. And we'll come back to center. And we'll do that again. We'll bend to the left. We'll bend to the right. And come back up to your center. And we'll lean back, arching your back, pushing your chest out, and reach your hands behind you. And breathe. And we'll reach forward, curving your back. If you're in your chair, you can put your hands on your knees and bring your chin to your chest. And notice the curve in your back. Feel the stretch along your neck, your back, your lower back. And bring your hands together and come back up, reach up, and relax your arms to your sides. And for our twist, take your right hand, place it on your left knee. Take your left hand, bring it behind your back, and if you're in a chair, you can grab onto the chair for leverage. If not, you can place it on the floor or on your hip, and we twist to the left. And come back to your center. Place your left hand on your right knee. Bring your right hand behind your back and twist over to your right. And come back to the center. And those are 3 easy back movements that you can practice anywhere, anytime pretty much. You can wake up and practice them in bed. You can practice them in a chair at your desk. You can practice them standing up. So there's no excuse to move your spine. And for our main lesson today, I wanted to talk about our basic needs. And the main thing I want you to take away or remember from this video is to evaluate your needs. Think about what you need, not what other people tell you that you need or what society tells you that you need. Evaluate your own personal needs. To make it a little bit easier, I'm going to help you streamline this process by making it clear what you really need. And in life, there's only a few things that we really need, and everything else is optional. In a nutshell, besides the basics, besides air, food, water, rest, shelter, there's not a lot of things that we really need. Most of the things are optional. So what can we choose beyond our basic needs? We can choose what we want to experience. We can experience art. We can experience culture, we can experience entertainment, we can experience research, we can experience business, we can experience helping others. So when we have our basic needs covered, then we can really work towards anything else. And the cool part is that this isn't anything new. I'm not the one discovering this. I'm not the one creating the framework. I'm really just kind of thinking of what we need, and then when I looked at it, it made sense. I'm not the first one to think of this. So here we have Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you've ever studied psychology, you've probably heard of this. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is organized into a pyramid. There's 5 distinct tiers, and at the bottom is the most important, and at the top is the, I wouldn't say least important, but it's the least essential to our very existence. So what I mean by that is, if you look at the bottom, we have physiological needs. So those are the things we need to basically not die. We need air, we need to breathe, we need food, we need water, and we need rest. So all of those things are basic needs for being alive. And then we have security or safety needs. So that can be physical, like being physically safe, not being attacked when you go outside. We are no longer in the days when, at least if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're not living in a jungle threatened by wild animals. And that can also include other not directly physical needs, such as financial safety, financial security, emotional security in the sense of a stable environment. The next tier would be a sense of community, love, and belonging. These are our social needs. So that includes family, friends, relationships with others, interactions with others, as well as affection and intimacy. And then comes esteem, which would be respect, self-respect, respect from others, a sense of confidence, maybe gaining recognition from others, recognition for whatever it is that you do. And at the very top of the pyramid is a sense of self-actualization. So that can look like creativity, personal growth, pursuit of some kind of meaning or greater purpose in life. And it's at this level that we find true joy, real transcendent bliss, and even divine insight. The interesting thing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs is that it's not just a straight hierarchy. It's not just a ladder up from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid. We need all of these things in our life. And if any one is missing, then our life will feel ultimately unfulfilled. And especially if you're lacking the foundation, the physiological needs and the safety needs, then it will be a lot harder to actually get to the other levels. It's hard to work on some kind of creative project or to figure out the purpose of your life when you're looking for your next meal or when you don't know where to sleep. So while those physiological needs are super important, we need all of it to really live a good life. You can have self-actualization and some kind of feeling of purpose, but if you lack community, and a sense of social acceptance, then it doesn't matter how great you are or how self-actualized you are, you will still feel like there's something lacking in life. And so I'd prefer to look at the hierarchy of needs as a circle, as a cycle. And that's just something I'm mentioning now. It's not something I've created a full working model on, but they're all necessary parts. They're all different cogs in the machine, so to speak. And that's the machine of our own well-being, by the way. So they're all important factors if you want to live a healthy and happy life, if you want to reach your full potential. You can't skip over any one of these areas in the triangle. And I'll leave it at that for Maslow's hierarchy of needs today. Again, I want to remind you to evaluate your own needs. Look at what you need in your life versus what you are told that you need or what society expects you to need. Really feel out what works for you, what is needed in your own personal life. And getting in touch with that is one of the first steps to a true sovereign and healthy and happy and fulfilled experience in life. And the last thing I wanted to mention in this video is, why are there so many bad ingredients in foods? If you go to the grocery store, if you live in the US, you go to the grocery store, it's like 95% poison. And I don't know how things are allowed in this country that are probably banned in Europe and many other countries. So I found three things. I found pancake mix, which I wouldn't use anyway. I just make pancakes from scratch. But found pancake mix with aluminum, and apparently there's aluminum hiding in a lot of ingredients. I've noticed in some of the preserved egg that they use. So if they have that in pastries or stuff like pre-made pancake mix in a box, then that can have aluminum. And how is aluminum allowed as an ingredient in foods? I have no idea. I thought we all knew that aluminum and other metals are contributing factors to a lot of diseases in the brain, but in particular, Alzheimer's and dementia. There's so many... What else is there? We have really bad oils. There's really bad oils in our foods. And what gets me the most is that you read some of these ingredients and they can't even tell you what the oil is. It's this and or this. Well, it's corn oil and or safflower and or sunflower and or soybean oil. They can't even tell you which one it is. They can't even tell you what they put in the food. And so that to me is actually pretty striking. Not just low quality oil, but it's like they just got the cheapest oil and put it in there, and it's and then it's what, just like a draw from the hat of which one you get, or if it's a blend of them all, we don't even know. But that's allowed in our ingredients. What else was there? I saw a soda, a ginger beer with brominated vegetable oil. So here we have the terrible vegetable oil, and they add bromine to it somehow. The only time I ever really heard of or used bromine, I'm pretty sure that's, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think that's a chemical that we put in the pool to balance the chemicals and keep the pool clean. So I don't know why that is in anything that we would drink. And on top of it, it's not even just our food, it's other ingredients. It's things like deodorant, it's things like soap and cleaning supplies. There's so many things that are extremely toxic to our body that are very legal, very allowed to be sold here, even though we know that these things are not great for our health. So that is my little rant on ingredients. Always read your ingredients, please. Always read the ingredients, because you never know what you're getting, or even when something has changed, which is the scary part. I know it can be time consuming. I spent forever in the grocery store, but you never know. Things change all the time. I've definitely purchased something where it's fine one week, and the next week they have some kind of update, and now there's high fructose corn syrup instead of real sugar. I've definitely experienced it. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this video is not too long. So remember, today we practiced visualization, some back exercises or back stretches. We talked about the hierarchy of needs and to consider your own personal needs, what you need out of life. And also I talked a little bit about toxic ingredients. So let's close this video out intentionally. We'll take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And close your eyes, Repeat your intention 3 times. You can say it out loud or in your head, whatever you're comfortable with. Although speaking it helps it to become stronger, it helps to speak it out into reality. So it's not just a part of your subconscious mind, it becomes a part of your physical reality. Those words, those vibrations literally go out into the airwaves around us. All right, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like, leave a comment if you have any feedback, share the video with a friend who you think might benefit from it, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Stay mindful, everyone. Be well.